And welcome back to the M2 podcast. Sorry, we missed last week. We had a lot of stuff going on. I was out of the country, couldn't make the appointment, unfortunately. But we're back. We got a bit of an update for you, plenty to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about the wonderful Witcher 3, Steam Deck price increases, Kingdom Come Deliverance developers talking about Lord of the Rings open world RPG, and 007 First Light is apparently the highest rated Bond game in 30 years. So that's pretty sick. But before we begin, Kyle, how you been, dude? What have you been up to? How's life? You're looking good. Tell me what's going on. Did you play games?
Dude, boy did I ever. I'm actually excited to talk about this. Played a few games. I kind of dove back in a little bit this week. So I was happy about that.
Oh yeah.
I hopped on Game Pass game, Subnautica 2 for a little bit.
Oh dude, that's been going hella viral on all my like YouTube reels and like Twitter and stuff. Yeah. How's that going?
Dude, it's fun. I think in total I've clocked maybe like 5-6 hours, something like that. Not a whole lot. Playing with a buddy. I never played the first game. I just saw like some clips and stuff every now and again.
Same.
So I had like a vague idea of what the game is about, but it was just nice to like go on and actually play and kind of see what that world's all about. And like just a little bit I played it. So me and a buddy of mine are going through it, made some progress. It felt pretty good play that game. So I'm looking forward to jumping back in.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, did that, some underwater stuff. That was fun. Outside of that, I also fired up for the first time since like March 4th, something like that, maybe longer. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Back in the game. So we're
a minute, dude.
It has been a minute. But yeah, I had the urge. I was like, I want to jump back in. Played for a few hours, and I was like, yes, this feels so good. It feels right. So as I was playing, I was like, oh. So I'm excited to get back into that once again. Because like after like 30 minutes, I was like, all right, I remember exactly what I was doing, and I was able to lock back in pretty quick. But yeah, it was nice to get back on that game for sure. Play some of that. And then there was another game I have not played since April 5th of 2025 was the date that said before I had played it. Me and a buddy, we're doing a campaign of this game. It's a co-op campaign.
Is it?
It's a campaign, different game. So it's been over a year at this point. We're doing a campaign. We made it through the first act, and that was it. One of 3 acts, and that is Baldur's Gate 3. So
I thought you would have finished that by now.
Nah, because see, after the first act, like we kind of just dropped it, and we just sort of forgot about it. Just never got back to it. But we were talking recently. It's like, dude, we got to get back into this. Like, it's been a year since we played, and like I've been itching to get back into it. So yeah, ended up playing that. It's like heavily modded too, which is interesting. So different experience from vanilla.
Yeah,
but like we modded it like aesthetically, but also like difficulty wise. Like my buddy's really into difficult games. Like he's a huge fan of like Souls likes, and just he plays everything on like really hard difficulties. Like he just loves the challenge. And so when we played it, he told me, he's like, look, like I'm not gonna make it like impossible difficulty, but I definitely want to give some challenge because the base game can get pretty easy. It's like, oh, that's fair. And like, honestly, like it has been fun to play, and there's been some fights we've had to repeat, and it's gotten there's been some moments where it's like, oh man, it'd be nice to just kind of roll through this, but it does feel satisfying when we get through kind of bigger fights at certain like plot points. So we had left off at a pretty big fight with a lot of enemies, and that was due to the fact that we have a ton of mods that like adds extra enemies and extra health and just makes things harder. And so we kind of made it harder on ourselves, but we actually ended on that. Like we ended at the beginning of that fight last time. So when we jumped back in, we were like, oh yeah, like I forgot. I think we like tried this once and it didn't work. And so we're like, we'll just put it down and come back. And so now a year later, we're jumping back on, and like we're in this like really just hellish fight. It's like extremely difficult. We had to restart it at one point because we were just like, we realized like, yeah, like no, this is doomed. We're gonna have to like go back on our save and restart. So ended up restarting. It got pretty grim again, but we ended up like just getting out by the skin of our teeth. So we ended up doing that, and that felt really good. Like finally get that fight done. So we were able to kind of dive further into the story a little bit more. But yeah, it was like, I think it was on Monday we played, so it was US holiday, so we were able to start a little earlier and get a little bit of a longer session, which was nice. But yeah, dude, first time since April of last year that we had played. So it felt good to get back into that, and I'm like itching to get back in, but probably won't be able to until like early next week, just based on schedules. So
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, still a lot of fun to jump back into that. So I don't know. I returned to a lot this week that have been either a year ago, this past few months. But I don't know. It's been
Had
nice.
to feel pretty good though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it honestly like has felt good. Like I play these games, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, dude, I don't know why. Like I just didn't like pick it up sooner or like get back into it because it's like I really enjoyed this, and so I don't know. The brain, I guess, tricks you in some way sometimes, like not want to play something when it's like, no, it's fun.
It's
Like,
actually like really
just gotta
fun.
play it.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good point.
but yeah,
Thank
man. I
you.
think outside of that, I don't think I played much else. Um, at least nothing else comes to mind. It was a pretty busy gaming week, I guess. So feels pretty good. Yeah, we didn't film last week because I know you were on vacation. I don't know when you even got back, but since I know
I
I know what you were doing this weekend.
I got back last night at 8 o'clock. So I was out
It's
for a
good.
while, and we actually have somebody staying over tomorrow, so it makes more sense because it's like the
Uh,
guest gaming
yeah,
room. So it's like, yeah, we got to make sure that
got to do it
that bed
tonight.
over there is okay. Um, yeah, so doing it tonight is the best fit. But yeah, I was out and about. I went to St. Lucia. It was pretty sick. Awesome tropical island. I was sending pics to the boys, and I was like, I ain't coming back. Can't force me. Yeah, but it was really good to like decompress, get away from everything for a while. I did play games while I was gone, by the way. We took
Let's
the
go.
Switch. I was trying to get everything sorted and fixed and hooked up for that. Saint Lucia is originally a like French island that was then lost during. I think it had 14 different change of hands between seven for the British, seven for the French, and the British won the last one. So it's technically a British Commonwealth country, but it's an independent country similar to Canada, Australia, New Zealand, stuff like that.
Hmm,
So everybody spoke English. Some people, I think, most of the older people speak Creole or French. Um, it's a little bit of an interesting island uh, dialect that they have there. Or
yeah.
yeah, but the plugs were interesting because they were British plugs. Luckily, we had all like the different converters, and there were
Yeah.
like multiple TVs throughout the villa that we were staying in. So I just like grabbed the plug off one of the walls, hooked that sucker up, set up the yeah. We played like a bunch of Mario Party, and we were doing it like really late in the day, and we were like just absolutely zonked, dude. We were falling asleep midway through rounds because we were playing against bots, but we had our vibe on for our controllers, so we were just like holding on to the controllers, and like both of us were falling asleep. It was like, oh wait, get me back to life. It was fun. And then I did the same thing with what do you call it? Tears of the Kingdom. I got on that, so I couldn't remember where I was last at. I knew that I didn't get far, so I was like, all right, screw it. Start a new game, like from the top. So did the entire intro, did all the way to getting
That's
like
crazy.
meeting Zelda again, and yeah, I was like, holy crap, I forgot how much this intro was because it takes forever. But it was like really really sick and like a lot of fun, man. Yeah, I haven't made it terribly far, but I've been playing more games again,
It's
which is
fun. It's
very
what we
nice.
want.
It's very peaceful. And then we came back to the real world today, and I was like, dude, this is crazy. It's too much.
Why did I agree to this?
Yeah, why did we come back, dude? We should have just left. Yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah,
But it's been good, man. Getting gaming again, and like trying to set up a new priority list of like, I reached out to a couple of friends I hadn't seen in a while. I was like, yo, come over on Saturday. We'll play some games. We got the two controllers for like Guitar Hero, so I'm gonna bust that out. Well, Clone Hero,
nice. Oh yeah.
play some of that, and then we're gonna go to a barcade. It's a new one in Charlotte that I found out about because somebody was like, it was their graduation party, so they got there and they gave us a card for like 4 freaking hours of gameplay, whatever we wanted to do.
Oh,
And I was like,
nice.
okay, cool. So we get there and I'm like, this is so sick. This is like really cool, a lot of
I'm
fun.
jealous,
So
dude. Sounds like fun.
yeah, we're gonna go back and then watch the Canes play because they're gonna go to Game 5, right? Yeah,
I was
because
gonna say
tonight.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
guess that would be what Saturday, yeah, if that happens.
yeah,
So
Saturday. Yeah,
yeah,
it's gonna
Saturday.
be it's gonna be pretty sick. Yeah, man, but that's basically what I've been up to. I finally got some free time, finally got to play some games, and it made me miss gaming, dude. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I got to get back into it. It's gonna be nice.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna say you
mhm.
definitely look noticeably tanner, and I think you may have messed up with the beard because if you shave the beard now, it's gonna be just like white.
Oh, oh, I'm actually really scared. Yeah, yeah. For those of you just on audio, basically, I shaved at the start of NHL playoff, and I do this every year when the Canes make it. So now they're making it further than they ever have in freaking so long. So I'm like, Oh crap! If they go all the way, I have basically like 2 months. It's just so weird.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
that's the idea. That'll be
Uh,
good. That'll be good though.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Look, sports obviously won't stay too long on it, but yeah, no, it's been fun watching the Carolina Hurricanes just go through playoffs and you know win most of their games. I've only dropped one, I guess, across what 10 so far, so it's or 11. I don't know.
yeah,
It's pretty insane. Kind of the run they're making. So they might actually make it to the finals, and if they do, it's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting June for sure. So
100%, dude. And one of the things that like crazy to me is that Colorado got swept in the conference
dude,
finals.
like I don't know too much about like Western Conference teams in general, but like I was like reading a bunch
Oh,
of stats and stuff and looking at records and stuff
dude,
this morning, and I'm just like, how did they drop 4 games like that? Is out of nowhere?
I saw a bunch of like Kane's social media, like not prolific, but like pretty common posters,
Yeah.
like, and they said something. They were like, so if if the Carolina Avalanche gets swept in the or the conference finals, does that just mean that Martin Necas is the bad luck charm? Because Marty Necas has been on every Canes team. I think we drafted him, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh man.
Let's see, Marty Necas. Marty Necas was. It doesn't say. Why doesn't it say? That should be the first thing it says.
And getting trolled.
Yeah, 12th overall, 2017 Carolina Hurricanes. We've been swept every single time we went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He kind of never showed up in the playoffs. He showed up big time in the playoffs for the Avalanche, but McKinnon didn't, and
Mm.
they just looked awful, man. That those finals, I haven't
Yeah.
seen that team get smoked like that in a long time.
Yeah. Well, dude, it was like,
It was,
I mean, some of the stats, I think it said something like they were the 11th team in NHL history to have 125 plus points in the regular season,
and
only
get
to just
swept.
get like swept in the playoffs in like one of the playoff rounds. It's insane, man. Like, did by
Yeah,
like on paper, like they were just so much better than Vegas, but it just didn't matter,
it's
man. Like they just got annihilated.
yeah, dude. It's just one of those things when it comes to hockey. There's a bit of luck with it, which is why they do best of sevens in the first place.
Yeah.
But there is another added aspect where if you just run into a hot goaltender, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Like they'll just
Yeah.
be locked in, they'll block everything, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And you just got
That's
to
the thing.
take that L.
It's one of those things where, like, if you catch a team when they're hot, it's just kind of like, it gets scary because, like, all right, well,
Oh yeah,
like, yeah. So I don't know. It's, I don't know. I obviously hope Canes make the finals, but also it's kind of like, all right, like, we're really gonna have to like, like lock in if they do actually make it. So,
oh
um,
for
but
sure, man. I
it
mean,
just makes
yeah,
it makes it more fun to watch though for sure if it's like higher stakes. So
it does. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good overall. I'm just most excited. My whole thing has always been, and I said this last season, I said the seasons before, and I was like, so long as you get further in some form or fashion,
yeah,
I'll take that.
yeah, it's a win.
By the way, did you know when the Canes won at home in Game Two, that was the first time they won the Eastern Conference Finals at home since they
Yep.
won the freaking cup?
Yeah, dude. I saw that stat and I was like, maybe it's different this time.
It
like,
literally might be different this time.
like it's just
Um,
insane.
After Game One and the worst period I think I've ever seen the Canes play, that Game One
Dude.
first period where they're
Uh,
obviously not alive.
yeah.
The moment I saw that and I went on to like the Canes social media and all the different fans ranting, it's like, bro, they were so right. They were saying like if the Canes lose this series, heads need to fly. They're like,
Yeah.
get rid of everyone.
Man.
It's like, yeah, I mean,
I
come
mean,
on,
yeah,
guys.
it's insane.
I
But
get
yeah,
it.
I mean,
Somebody's got to pay.
yeah. But I think too, like with that win, it wasn't only not only was it like Kane's first home playoff win in forever, but I think it was also like the Canadians' like first loss, or I think it was first loss after a win since like January or something
Yeah,
like that. Like it's just like they kind of broke 2 crazy streaks there with that win. So
yeah.
maybe it's just different,
It,
man. Maybe it's different this time. I don't know.
maybe we'll have to see, dude. I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah,
Overall,
the game's been fun
well,
to watch, to say the least.
yeah.
So.
Anyways, let's get in to the news, dude. Take a swig of that water, get
For
your
sure.
breath, and then tell us what Forbes cooked up. What's news?
Oh, the Forbes cooked something up. Paul Tassi cooked something up. I will say, Paul Tassi, I've been seeing a lot of tweets too. He's like still playing Crimson Desert, and like he's like 350 plus hours in, and he'll just like post random clips of like, so I found this for the first time in my 350 hours of play. It's like so funny. I
That's so
love
sick.
some Crimson Desert.
He's having a great time.
Yeah. So he wrote an article. The Witcher 3 reveals songs of the past expansion 11 years after the game's release. Yeah, that is correct. This tweet dropped at the time of recording this morning on Wednesday. It was yeah, we'll talk about it in the article. It's been rumored for a while, but hey, here we are. We made it, chat. We made it.
Made it.
The past few years it's been a sort of a running joke that CDPR keeps saying it's done adding new things to Cyberpunk 2077, but keeps putting out new patches with new content. But we now have a new Witcher 3 Wild Hunt expansion 11 years after release in the form of upcoming Songs of the Past announced today. This expansion has been rumored teased for a long while now, and it was set to release during a streaming event tomorrow. So yeah, it ended up getting leaked today earlier. Here we are.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't seem like anything else will be revealed, as it says more information about Songs of the Past due out sometime in 2027 will be given out this summer. Specifically late summer from the post I read, CDPR, so I would assume like Gamescom. Be on the lookout. That's my assumption. I don't know, we'll see. But then again, they're announcing this outside of like a showcase, so who knows with CDPR. The expansion stars Geralt, not Ciri, where she will lead the in-development Witcher 4. What time period this takes place in is unknown, but Songs of the Past certainly indicates this could be some sort of flashback. All we're getting from the teaser art is a normal-looking Geralt ambushed by some sort of tree monster. It does not appear to be young Geralt or anything from the looks of it. The Witcher 3 is known for having some of the best DLC expansions ever made in the form of Hearts of Stone and Blood of Wine, the latter being as large as some other games. I'd say those are only topped in the industry by Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. They're very good at this. One change here is that the expansion is being co-developed by Fool's Theory, a Polish studio that has made the Thaumaturgy and 7 The Days Long Gone. They are already working on CDPR on the Witcher remake, which has yet to be released or given a release window or date. It was announced back in 2022, so that raises a few questions. It seems likely this expansion will be released before that project, if it's still happening. This is also making fans wonder about The Witcher 4's release, as if a big, somewhat unprecedented Witcher 3 expansion is coming in 2027, that means The Witcher 4 would be here in 2028. That was announced in 2024, and is part of an extremely ambitious plan by CDPR to get out a new Witcher trilogy in 6 years once 4 launches. In addition to that, they are also working on Cyberpunk 2077's sequel at the same time. This seems like a lot, but we'll see how this goes. As for the expansion, no further info yet, but we're on the verge of summer, so hopefully this will be coming soon, along with a fixed date. We are getting a Witcher 3 expansion, Mike. This will be launching. By the time it launches, it'll be probably 12 years since the base game was released in 2015, so it's insane. Like, this is just not something you ever see. Like, I was trying to think if there's like anything outside of like GTA, like 5, where it's like you get these expansions, but even the expansions and stuff for like online GTA Online, it's not nearly as like big or ambitious as this is probably going to be. And so, giving Witcher's track record of expansions in the past, like Paul says in the article, it's like Blood and Wine is quite literally like a separate game almost, just in size and scale. So, I mean, everyone's assuming this is probably going to be along that vein. It may not be as long, but like Witcher, but like CDPR, man, they don't mess around with expansions. So, I would be shocked if it was under 30 hours, especially in my experience.
I would agree with that. I think the only other thing that might be comparable to this is, do you remember what game was it? They recently overhauled everything and updated the new engine. Counter-Strike. I would argue that Counter-Strike CS2 is like an expansion off of the first one. But it was really just like same map, same everything, but then they like added geometry effects and like the it was just an overall upgrade. I wonder if you make the argument similar to like Rocket League 2, it's just gonna be the same exact game,
Yeah,
possibly.
I don't know, the next Rocket League UE6. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, it like it looks amazing. But I like story-driven games with expansions because, especially with what you're saying with Witcher 3, it has to be for real. That's got to be good. If it's not, it's like, what are we doing here? You know?
Yeah. Well, it's like I think seeing again the point I was trying to make earlier. It's like you don't see something like this for a game that is over 2 years old, let alone 12 years old. So it's like seeing something like this is like it's first of its kind. It makes me wonder if like older IPs, it's like depending on how this does and the reception it gets, which I can only assume. Like again, it's we always say cautious optimism around releases of anything, so it's hard to say like, oh, this is gonna be some like earth shattering like DLC or expansion. Um, Not
What if
necessarily saying that, but what I am saying is if it is good, like are other developers going to look back at their older IP and be like, like people really enjoyed this game. What if we like kind of brought it back with like a expansion or be a spinoff? I don't know. At that point, it's like you're looking at maybe we should just do a whole new game instead of like an expansion. So
it's as if you're suggesting that there will be no more remakes in the future. There will only be expansions.
I don't
Why
know if
have a
it'll go that
sequel
far.
when you can have an expansion?
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't think it would go that far, but it's interesting. Like I mean, it is fair to say though that like if any IP was to do it, it's probably The Witcher. And like The Witcher 3 was so good, like it's one of the few ones where it's like, all right, it would make sense in a weird kind of way for them to do something like this. I don't know.
I think you're right there. It makes perfect sense because it's like it's a game that won all the freaking awards you could possibly think of. How many awards did it win? It has something like I
It's
remember
like
the box set.
250 plus or something. The box set.
Oh
I
man,
don't know. It's insane.
yeah. I used to keep my Xbox games right here, so I used to be able to just grab it, but it's
Yeah.
over on the other side. um,
Yeah.
and I could. It actually says it on the casing. It's got all the freaking awards you can possibly think of, and I guess it makes sense to just like why mess with a good thing? Why take away from something that's perfect? Let's just add on to it without like doing a half junked version
Yeah. It says
of.
over 800 awards apparently in the box
That's what
art.
I'm saying, dude. It's
800
just
is
like it was
crazy.
insane. It was insane. So it's like, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So, anyways, that's basically what I'm saying. Is whole
Yeah.
it makes sense to do the expansion.
Yeah. I've already seen like a bunch of speculation pop up about the expansion and stuff. I see um the sheath of the sword. I forget what the proper term is, but like I'm just call it the sheath of Geralt's sword in the image, promotional image. It looks like the same sheath that shows up in Ciri's sword in Witcher 4. The trailers at least that they've shown so far. So it looks like people are like, is that the same sheath? Because it looks similar. And so like people are trying to say like, oh, like this is, which would make sense that somehow this expansion is going to tie into the fourth game, right? Like there's going to be some tie, I would assume, if they're going to do this. So
I think that would be perfect because if you remember correctly, there was a lot of backlash that people had for the fact that Ciri became the main character,
yeah,
regardless of how gorgeous that game looked. So I wonder if they're going to show like what happens to Geralt because you don't really know. It's heavily implied like he might be out of the story permanently.
yeah,
Who
like who
knows?
knows
He
if
could
you're going to
die and
revisit. So I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Maybe he's in like this latent state where you don't really know where he is anymore.
Yeah.
It's like the Master Chief at the end of Halo 3, wake me up when you need me kind of attitude. It'd
Which
be interesting.
I will not lie, I have not completed the expansions for Witcher 3. I completed the main game, but I started Hearts of Stone. I only got like maybe a few hours in. I didn't get that far in. So like I do need to go back, obviously, and kind of play through Hearts of Stone and Blood of Wine at some point. I have plenty of time to do it. I say that. It's probably gonna be a year this game comes out and then I'm screwed. But
Yep, that's usually how it goes, dude. We have so much crap going on.
but I mean, I'd at some point I need to sit down and actually commit to like getting back into that game. Because dude, I really loved I think I logged like I don't know, 70 plus hours, something like that. It wasn't like crazy compared to a lot of other people, but I really did enjoy that game. And like I need to go back in, get all my like oils and figure all that stuff out. And like it was fun just like hunting for recipes and trying to unlock, different things. So yeah, dude, I'm gonna get back into that world for sure at some point and finish out before a new expansion.
I kind of want to read the books too. One of the problems with like the story with them doing like the movies and stuff, not the movies, the TV show, the series, it was so good, but then they got rid of oh my gosh. Why did I almost say Charlie Hunnam? It's definitely not Charlie Hunnam. No. What's his name?
um,
Han? Superman.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name too. Henry Cavill. Something. Yeah.
Cavill, yeah, yeah. Chris Ham is the not even
Chris
whatever.
Hemsworth.
No, definitely not Chris Ham. Kirk Allen, no. No, that's pretty cool. When he got kind of pushed out, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just ain't for me anymore.
Honestly, I didn't think about that. I've been thinking about like maybe I should like get into like a fantasy book series. That would actually be like perfect though. Just like pick up The Witcher because it's like I already know the
Yeah,
universe. It's like
you can
I'm
fit in.
already familiar. So yeah, I should probably do that. Just pick up the first book, see how it is.
Oh yeah. All right.
But yeah,
Keep
dude.
on, keep on, keep it on.
But yeah, very new expansion coming out. We have some unfortunate updates though from our friends at Steam, who probably already
Yeah,
aren't friends anymore.
I don't know. We'll depend. Maybe they think we're just made of money, all of us. Anyhow, your point that was sick. Okay, so this one is Cade Onder. Hopefully that's his name. Yeah, it can't be Onder. Onder. It got a lot of popularity. It's over at IGN. The title of the article is Steam Deck price increases announced by Valve. Okay, we got kind of I don't know. What's your initial take?
I mean, like before I knew the prices. I don't know. Well, I take that back because I think I saw a tweet where like showed me the image, and so I found out right away what the prices were, and I was just like, uh. So that's my
You
reaction.
know, 2 weeks ago, I think we covered the Steam like console that they made. Was it
Yeah,
the Steam console?
Steam machine.
Yeah, the Steam machine, and I think the price was pretty comparable, but it was more powerful than any of the consoles that you can readily get now. And I remember saying it was like this actually might sway me over to get something
Yeah, it
for
was
the
like a
living room.
rumored. I think it was a rumored price, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a rumored
Yeah.
price, not real. Well, this is definitely more. And if they're raising the price of the Steam Deck, that tells me one of two things. Either it is cost due to like RAM, due to DRAM, and like all the implications of basically what's going on with data centers and the lack of being able to get it, war activity, world economy kind of impacts trade, or it's greed. And either one of those spells disaster for the Steam machine as well. Like that price is going up too.
Yep.
But anyhow, let's get into what the actual details are here. Maybe this article breaks it down of why it actually increased. So, Valve has announced a substantial price increase for the Steam Deck. The company announced today that all new OLED models are officially back in the stock after months of being out of stock, but they will be getting a price increase. The lowest tier model, the 512 gigabyte OLED Steam Deck, was previously $549 and will now cost $789. By the way, this is all going to be USD. Just so I had to keep repeating it. The premium 1 terabyte OLED Steam Deck was previously $649 and will now cost $949. Valve stated that these new prices reflect the current state of the component crisis or costs and other global logistical challenges across the industry as a whole. I guess that makes sense. That kind of goes into what I was saying. It's like it's not a good time to go through the Strait of Hormuz, go through what's it called? What's the strip called that goes through what canal is it? Suez
Gaza
Canal.
Strip. Oh,
No, I was thinking Gaza
That's
Strip. No, Suez Canal, and it's not a good time to go all the way across the freaking Pacific because the weather's about to get trashy due
rough.
to storms. Yeah, and who knows what China's going to do with Taiwan? We'll see. But let's not get into a political talk here or geopolitical issues. That seems to be their logistics for why they're going to be raising everything by $300 a minimum, which is totally stinks. Refurbished LCD Steam Decks sold through Steam will not suffer a price increase, though it does appear that the refurbished OLED Steam Decks will still cost more than their original price. The refurbished 512 gigabyte and 1 terabyte OLEDs now cost $629 and $759 respectively. If you're okay with the slightly less premium handheld, the refurbished versions of the now discounted LCD Steam Decks are a solid
Discontinued.
option. Yeah. Oh, discontinued. Is that what it said?
Said discounted. I mean, they
Discontinued. My
technically are
bad.
discounted.
Yeah. I'm not wrong. They're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. 64 gigabyte LCD costs you $280. The 256 gigabyte LCD costs $319, and the 512 gigabyte LCD costs $359. The PC handheld has been a beloved piece of gaming tech for a while, partially thanks to its value. It allows for a premium gaming experience on the go, and previously it was relatively affordable. Now, the Steam Deck will likely be a harder sell, especially as it now gets into the price range of other high end handhelds like the Xbox Rogue Ally X, which costs $1,000. Valve isn't the only one raising prices on its hardware. The three major gaming platforms, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, have all raised prices on their consoles, making it one of the only times in history when prices for consoles went up instead of down during a generation. A regular PS5, for instance, now costs 100 to 170 100 to 150 more than it did in 2020. The news also comes amidst growing concerns that Valve's console-like device, the Steam Machine, will be unaffordable. Valve has yet to announce a price for the Steam Machine, leading to a feverish speculation. The device aims to be a PC for your living room, and some hoped that would mean that even if it's more expensive than the Xbox or PS5, it will at least still be more affordable than a PC. However, the rising costs of things like RAM mean that it may not even be possible for Valve. With the Steam Deck getting a massive price increase, one has to imagine that the Steam Machine will suffer as well. The Steam Machine is currently expected to release sometime in 2026. It's unclear when Valve may reveal a release date or pricing information. It seems like Valve is awaiting things out before it makes a definitive pricing decision, but the clock is ticking unless the company wants to indefinitely delay the new hardware. I bet you they're trying to wait to see what happens with the global economy. I mean, the DRAM stuff, dude, you're SOL. Like, there's only three companies that freaking make the product. Um,
Yeah.
you better have a good relationship. One of them left the consumer market entirely. They're not B2C anymore. They're all B2B. So, yeah. What are you going to do? I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's
What's your take, Kyle?
bad. I mean, it definitely sucks to see this. Like it mentions in the article, like the prices are now comparable to the ROG Xbox ROG Ally X that was at 1,000. Because remember when that was at 1,000,
Yeah.
it was kind of like like sticker shock for a lot of people. Um, but now it's like the Steam Deck prices are going up to that. It's now like, all right, well, like I think Xbox kind of priced theirs reasonably for what they thought the market was at the time, but now Steam Deck like has to forcibly adjust to it. Well, forcibly, who knows? But like they quote unquote have to adjust to it to kind of match that price point. And so now it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right, it's comparable devices, I guess, at this point. But yeah, because for a long time, it's like, oh, Steam Deck is, like Steam Deck had a real advantage. I felt like from like a market position because it's like, oh, it's cheaper device, just as good if not better. It's Steam library, everything. So that's kind of comparable with Xbox's device. So I don't know. It's maybe Xbox gets like a slight advantage. Who knows? To like sales and stuff because it's like, hey, kind of knew what we were doing, sort of thing. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's an interesting situation. But it sucks to see this for sure. Like it's just, it's. I mean, people like us probably saw it coming, considering just like we've been reporting on like prices of VRAM and stuff going up, and
Yeah.
how everything is at a a crazy unaffordable rate right now, and like how everything is just like it seems like for the market probably won't correct for at least like a year or so. It's like it's just
Dude,
insane times.
bro, a year. I need to welcome you to the new reality. I
Try
saw
five.
a
Bro said try
report.
five.
Try six. I'm not even joking.
I don't know. I think you're joking, honestly, Mike. I'm not gonna lie
I'm not,
to
dude.
you.
I'm not even joking. I was doing a bunch of research, and there's a economic expert that was talking, like an economist that was talking about the price of gasoline. The next time you see
So
three
bad.
dollars a gallon in the United States will happen 6 years from now because of the shortage of gas. They
I
can't
mean,
get it back for another 6 years.
like that, I
Welcome
completely
to the
agree
new
with.
normal, brother. You're about to be 2032 by the time you're going to be close to
I'm,
40.
I'm in my
The
thirties.
next time you can see $3 a gallon, bro. Goodness. Anyways, the DRAM stuff, maybe that'll change actually because technology improves so quick. We could see a future where we might not need DRAM. Who knows? You really don't. You just gotta trust the companies to, or it becomes more affordable to make, so other companies can get in the space, or other manufacturers. Um, while you were looking at the cost of, or the talking about how we saw this coming, I looked up performance differences between the Steam Deck LCD and OLED. Relatively speaking, they're pretty similar.
Right.
The fundamental issues that I see, not issues, the fundamental differences I see, the refresh rate, it's always going to be higher on the OLED. The screen's nicer. That goes without saying. Of course, the screen's bigger. It's brighter, and The processor is newer on the OLED, not by a terrible amount. It's just more efficient, and with that more efficiency means the battery life lasts longer, which is pretty sick. The battery is also a little bit bigger. The two key factors, which is why I think the price demand is the what it is. DRAM is in pretty much everything now, so the storage is better improved with the NVMe, and the memory is far better. It's far faster. So looking at it is that's where your price increase is going to be, and I think just naturally, you can't. I think whatever rumor that there was going to be for the Steam machine, it's good that they didn't officially launch it because I think we're just in that new normal. Like DRAM's going to be expensive for a very long time. Um, I don't see that changing, and I don't see the demand dissipating. I think it's going to get even like people are going to have even more demand for it. So it's like if you haven't built a PC yet, you're kind of SOL, man. It's going to be a challenge for you to find some
Yeah.
new products. You're going to be looking secondhand. You're going to be looking refurbished. That's the reality. Um, yeah. Anyways, I'm glad I bought 64 gigabytes of RAM. I'm living the dream over here.
Yeah, I have 32, and I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm all right right
Yeah.
now.
R.I.P. to the people that are doing 8 and 16. We feel for you. It'll
Hmm.
be okay. It'll
I
be okay.
saw. I think it was the Witcher expansion. They've already released minimum specs or recommended specs. I think, and
Oh,
I'm
what's
pretty sure it
that?
was like 12 gigs on RAM, or maybe even more. I don't know. It's pretty insane. So yeah, I was like, you need 12 gigs recommendation. So that's
Buddy.
where we are.
Gonna
Maybe
be a
that was
tough one,
minimum. I
dog.
don't know. It's bad. Nowadays, it's like yeah, kind of need 32, and not necessarily for the
Yeah.
reason that like you're going to be using all 32, but like your computers easily use like 16 to 18 now. It's like,
I will die on this hill though. I think the biggest bottleneck in gaming is software. The
I mean,
codes that go out is more of like about getting it out the door and then trying to fix it later. So it's not really compactful, it's not efficient. It's a little bit of a bottleneck. Every game that you play like right off launch is a buggy field mess and barely works. So there are exceptions here and there, but I just think I always go back to like the first time I played Destiny 2 and it was like 1440p on my brand new monitor, and I'm like 200 plus freaking frames per second. It was the smoothest game I've ever played. I was like,
yeah,
this is phenomenal. And then I get on, I forgot what it was, like Cyberpunk 2077. I'm like, bro, I can barely drive the car down the road. I'm like doing 30 frames per second. What is happening? So
yeah.
you have to turn all the settings down and be a boggy field mess. But I digress.
Rip Destiny 2.
Yep.
Game's done.
It's
It's
actually
actually
a
getting,
Catholic
it's
prayer
actually,
for it.
it's actually getting shut down. That's it.
It-
So I remember a lot of KCD. So there's a lot of
oh yeah, you have.
lot of Christian a lot of Christianity in that game. You
You've been living the freaking crusades to the point of an RPG, and you're like, I'm back in time, the
know.
1500s.
And every time I walk past someone, a person, God be with you. And they're just like, what? Every time you approach someone,
Oh
their
man,
first remark, God be with you. That's their first remark.
that's so hilarious. And if
Speaking
they don't
of,
say, it's just like mutiny. Sorry,
speaking
it is what
of
the new
Kingdom
one.
Come Deliverance, let's talk about this. Kingdom Come Deliverance developer teases its Lord of the Rings open world RPG. Precious. Again, Cade Onder. I don't know if it's a pen name or his real guy, but Cade's cooking.
Hold on, let me stop you real quick. I got thunder and lightning in my house, so if I lose power, I'll see you on the other side, brother.
Oh man.
All right, let's keep it
Well,
going.
we'll make it work. I had a power blip earlier. I got a storm down here, so yeah, it's around. All right, Warhorse Studios, team behind Kingdom Come Deliverance, has teased its upcoming Lord of the Rings game, and it sounds very exciting indeed. Last week, Warhorse confirmed it is making a new game set in the Lord of the Rings universe following months of speculation. When Warhorse announced its Lord of the Rings game, it called it an open world Middle Earth RPG, so it's unclear which era of Tolkien's fantasy setting the game takes place. But it seems likely to follow the template established by the studio's hugely popular Kingdom Come Deliverance games. The project is expected to still be a ways off from releasing, meaning we probably won't see it for a while. However, Warhorse teased some details during a recent community stream. During the stream, Warhorse Communications Director Tobias Stolz-Zwilling said the new Kingdom Come game will release next fiscal year, meaning its next Kingdom Come game will release next fiscal year, meaning it's approximately a year or so away from release. Which is kind of crazy. Kingdom Come, like now, I'm like, I really got to beat this second game. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, you need to lock in. You need to lock in.
For real. The Lord of the Rings game, however, doesn't have a concrete timeline that can be shared yet, which suggests it's likely years away from seeing the light of day. Middle Earth team is led by Victor Bakken, the design director on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Stolz-Willing noted that the Middle Earth game is a passion project, and there's a mind-blowing team that's ready to dive deep into the universe and make a great game. He also described the game as, quote, deeply immersive, with a living world packed with interesting characters, memorable places, and of course, a strong narrative focus. He went on to state that the team strives to be the new kings of the RPG genre with every project it makes, both in Kingdom Come and Middle Earth, and wants to continue to lean on the studio's formula that fans love so much. It's important to remind everyone we are only working on the games we want to work on in a way we want to work on them, Stones-Willing said. It's our stuff. That stands as a bit apart, a little bit, without smack talking. I had to find the censored word there. Without smack talking anyone, only a little bit. Stands us a bit apart from maybe other big studios. As long as we have this power and trust, I think we will absolutely rock. There are a lot of Middle-earth games out there, including Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, which are some of the most beloved modern games in the franchise. However, there has never been an expansive and proper RPG in the universe. Most games in the series are action-adventure games, MMOs, or strategy games. Warhorse is looking to scratch an itch that fans have had for years, not unlike IO Interactive being tapped to make a 007 game after years of fan requests. Warhorse's game enters development during a period when Lord of the Rings is having a bit of a resurgence. Although the franchise has always remained in the zeitgeist, a new live-action film known as Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum is actively in the works. Some of the cast from the original trilogy will return for the new film, giving it a degree of credibility among fans. It seems unlikely that the game will be released in time for that film, but there is another opportunity. Stephen Colbert is penning the script for Lord of the Rings: Shadow of the Past, a new film set over a decade after the death of Frodo and inspired by unadapted chapters from the Fellowship of the Ring. That film has no release date, so maybe that could be some synergy there later down the line. There's a lot of parallels you could draw, a lot of kind of cross releases you could do, and a lot of stuff. There's a lot of brewing right now in Lord of the Rings, franchise. Between games, movies, it's a lot going on. But dude, as someone who's played the entirety of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and is 30 plus hours in now on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I think they have the right studio to make a Lord of the Rings RPG, Mike. I'm just saying, this is a studio that, and this stuff, hearing what they're saying, community managers so hyping it up, saying we're using our formula, the ones that fans know, it is a good formula, perhaps the best formula in modern day RPGs for how to make a good narrative driven RPG. So it gets me excited. Again, we always give that cautious optimism, but when I look at this, I'm just everything he's saying, I'm loving. So it's it just gets me excited. But they, if anything, they know how to make a good RPG. They've proven that at this point. So it's got me excited.
Yeah, I think this has all the good makings to be a really good opportunity to see a new addition into the Lord of the Rings ecosystem, because they have Shadow of Mordor, which I played. It was pretty cool, but I want an open world, but not in the way an open world game is played, an open world MMORPG, where you have.
Yeah.
I never really liked it because the graphics weren't enticing. However, if we could get something like this made by the creators of Kingdom Come Deliverance, this has me really, really intrigued. I think there's a lot of opportunity to explore the different worlds, because since you have finally been introduced to the world of Lord of the Rings, you should look into the map. And then, have you watched The Hobbit yet?
No, I need to get through this.
Yeah, you got to get into those next. And what I would do when you're watching The Hobbit, when you're watching The Hobbit, pull up a map, just do like a digital map of Middle Earth, and you can follow, like, there's actually an interactive map I might send you of where the fellowship goes, where when the
Oh,
fellowship breaks, where everything goes. So it can put like a reality in your
yeah,
head of like
visual.
where everything happens, how close certain things are. Like, oh crap, they went way off track. They went all the way over here. How did that happen? Oh, there's a whole kingdom of freaking dwarves in the middle over here. It's like there's a lot of things you can learn, and I think that's really cool. The world is so freaking vast as well. If you watch and read all the books and stuff, and like, man, there's so much content out there as well. I think they release. I think I saw a release for maybe it was on Netflix or HBO or something. There was like an animated release of something Lord of the Rings related. So I really like the idea of, especially after Gollum, that game just completely imploded.
Mm,
It's just really cool that they're not giving up and they're gonna try to branch into this ecosystem a little bit more. I think it's the best fantasy ever made. People
yeah,
call it the original one. So
oh, yeah.
a
I mean,
lot to look
yeah,
forward
dude.
to. I think
I
very
mean, the
exciting.
thing, yeah, like the thing with Warhorse, it's like they're already making a name for themselves in just the video game industry in general with Kingdom Come Deliverance. They can make a good Lord of the Rings game. You're becoming like a household studio name. Like you're like up there.
Easily,
You're
dude.
gonna get up there with like the Telltales and the
Oh yeah. Uh,
Telltales, like the Take Two. Like you get up there with like the Rockstar. You're gonna get some pretty high praise if you actually do nail this. So.
Definitely. And I actually want to see another RTS game that they had. Like
Mm.
Battle for Middle Earth 2 was so good, so much fun. If I can see another one of those come out as well, like dude, just give me some Lord of the Rings games. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Give me back gaming.
There's opportunities for it, man. Seriously, but yeah, no, dude,
Yeah.
Warhorse, man, they hit this out of the park, dude. Yeah, they're like could it be the RPG kings? So we'll see, man.
Yeah. I'm optimistic. Let's watch and develop and see how this turns out. It could be
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah, I'm certainly optimistic when Warhorse is working on it. So I'll leave it at that.
Mhm.
We got one more story about another iconic franchise.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the probably one of the biggest IPs ever. There's been books, there's been magazines, there's been comics, there's been animations, there's been video games, movies, TV shows, everything. What we got here is 007. This one's coming from Insider Gaming. Andrew Heighton wrote this article. It is titled 007 First Light is the highest rated James Bond game in 30 years. Holy smokes. What was 30 years ago? Do you know?
1996.
What came out in 96? And 64? Come on, let me help you.
There's a lot of stuff, dude.
Come on, there's an N64
Gaming
game.
wise,
Come on.
Star Fox.
No, 007, brother. The,
uh,
the highest rated 007, speaking of which, Starbucks, it's coming
that's
back.
crazy. Yeah, Goldeneye.
It's got to be 007 GoldenEye. Has to be.
That's
But
got it.
we'll talk about it. Let's see what the man's got to say. Many James Bond games have passed us by, and we are starting to wonder if 007 would ever have an adventure worthy of the name again. Thanks to IO Entertainment, the innovators behind Hitman, which I've been seeing a buttload of reviews in the algorithm lately. Not reviews, videos and clips. So reviews say 007 First Light is a bona fide action game with a license to thrill. 007 First Light is the first Bond game in nearly 15 years, and I had to double check. This is, by the way, I'm going to speak in the person and perspective of the writer. I had to double check that fact to make sure it was correct. Not counting Cypher 007, a small app can't fall into this category. This means 007 Legends from 2012 was the last one. Good James Bond games are genuinely few and far between, but 007 First Light sounds like it's so amazing that it'll knock the living daylights out of you. Okay. Okay, man. 007 First Light reviews are on the Thunder Ball. Never heard that phrase before. But these reviews preliminarily are pretty sick. With 51 official Metacritic reviews registered and an unbelievable 88 of 100 at the time of writing, this makes 007 First Light the best James Bond game since GoldenEye 007 on the N64 back in 1997, 29 years ago. It's one of my favorite games, dude. I think it might have been the first person shooter I've ever played.
Fire.
Might be. Might be. Alrighty, so unless it suddenly drops 5 whole points, this puts it above James Bond 007, Everything or Nothing, 83 over 100, which is my personal favorite Bond game. Not that you asked. If I remember, Everything or Nothing also came out on the N64. Let me double check. It could have came out on like first gen hardware. It did, yeah. Xbox, GameCube, and PlayStation 2.
Hmm.
I remember this one too. It was actually really freaking good. This guy's a freak. He liked it because of the girls. I'll tell you right now. Anyways, shout out. Metacritic likely doesn't have every GoldenEye 007 review posted at the time, but the game score still stands at 96 over 100, making it one of the greatest video games ever. 007 First Light doesn't quite reach the Skyfall high heights, but is easily one of the 2026 best games, adding to an already stellar release schedule at the halfway point. And that's actually a good point now that you think about it. It's bound to be in most Game of the Year conversations now, and we might have a new James Bond series on our hands. Hopefully, IO Entertainment is allowed to make more because, as they say, in for the money penny is for a pound. If you need more convincing, check out the 007 First Light launch trailer, which we actually showed for one of the streams. And the first ever Insider Game Showcase goes live on May 28th. So by the time you hear this, it's already been out. Go check it out. It's featuring 55 games and 12 world premieres. Feel free to talk about it in the Insider Gaming Discord, which I think I'm a member of, but I don't recall where it's saved. I'm in like 200 plus Discords, brother. But pretty cool. Um, yeah, how do you feel, man? Is 007 First Light on Game Pass? Let's find out. I think it is, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't think so, actually. Be surprised. Pretty
All
sure it was
right.
like a
Well,
PlayStation promoted game, if I'm not mistaken.
it is on PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows. I
Wow.
am going to load my Xbox app while you tell me your first impressions of that trailer.
I mean, like,
Oh,
the game in general, like the combat and stuff, I've seen clips that have circulated. It looks pretty well done from what I've seen. Like some of the first clips I saw of the combat in game and stuff, it looked like a little kind of clunky and muddy, but I don't know. From what I've heard, it's good from people that have actually played it. I think from a like cutscene standpoint, dialogue standpoint, the cutscenes I've seen, dialogue I've seen is very well done, professional, like just sounds great, looks great. So I mean, and obviously from the reviews, apparently the story is pretty well done too. So it certainly has me intrigued. This is one of those games I definitely want to get around to at some point, especially as a single player kind of guy, you know. Especially if it's game of the year contender, it's like I feel like I gotta get to it at some point. So,
I think so too, yeah.
yeah, I'll wait till kind of all the reviews trickle out, but yeah, no, it looks really well done. And I'm happy for James Bond fans out there because it's been a while since you've had a good game. So here we go.
I don't even think you understand. It's been so long since I
And
played a good James
it's been
Bond movie.
84 years. Yeah.
I honestly didn't know that it was rated 007 GoldenEye was 96 out of 100. I had no idea.
It's
It's
one
a
of the
really good
OGs,
game
dude.
though. Yeah.
It's one of the OGs. You say
But
you don't want the golden gun, dude? You can get a golden gun if you get the super duper edition.
oh, I did. I was popping people.
Legacy edition. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty sick, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's just pretty awesome, dude. I don't know what else to say, right? It's just good to see an old IP that I thought was kind of dead. I only got to enjoy 007 through like Daniel Craig's 007 through the movies. I've loved
Yeah.
007 for forever. I literally told you when we were picking out articles, I was like, this is the reason I wanted to buy a suit, bro. I want to look
Oh
like
yeah.
Daniel Craig next to a boat.
Yeah.
Suited up. Yeah, man. It's pretty sick though, and unfortunately, I just checked. It's not in Game Pass, but hey, you can find other ways to get it. There are discounts everywhere, and it's pretty sick that they have such high reviews. I mean, IO Entertainment. I wonder Interactive. Sorry. I wonder what other games they actually had launched. Oh yeah, the Hitman. Well, I covered that, but I thought I was trying to find other games. Is what I wanted to see. Kane and Lynch, Deadman. Okay. Mini Ninjas. Okay, interesting. Um, yeah, I mean, it seems to be a reputable brand. Oh my goodness, their publishers have been Square Enix, Warner Bros. Entertainment, Electronic Arts. They even got one for Freedom Fighters. So they've been around for quite some time, and yeah, pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty sick stuff, man. Yeah, definitely game at some point. I'm sure I'll check out. So yeah, it's getting good reviews, and I'm just happy for the franchise, dude.
Good opportunities. It looks like we have some serious good news to talk about, other than Steam Deck and price increases. But we went all new games or expansions of like classics, and they were all apparently really freaking good. Something to look forward to.
Oh yeah, man. Good week of news.
Gotta love it, dude. Gotta love it. All right, so shall we let the people go because we have a game to catch?
Sure do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. I think we made some good time today too. Make it nice and tight.
No, nice and toy.
Nice
Yeah,
and tight.
toy. All right. Well, without further ado, for those of you that are just finding us for the first time, or those of you returning, basically the way we do this is we write all the descriptions below with timestamps where the links were, and you can go show love to the original creators, where we're just basically reacting to their content at the end of the day, giving our insights about where we see the market going. That's all I have really else to add. Kyle, do you have anything?
I don't think I have anything else to add, man. Summer Games Fest is next Friday, but we'll be talking about that more, I'm sure, in the next episode. So
100%. Yeah, yeah. We're definitely gonna talk about that. Check out the IGN articles. They usually do like I don't know if they're partnered with Summer Games Fest, but I swear they do such a good breakdown. It's like their
yeah.
big ticket item that they take care of every single year, along with like Good Friday deals. So very good resource to check out for sure. Um, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Links in the description below if you want to find anything, and timestamps as well that you can always come back to. This has been the MT Podcast, and we will see you next week. I'm Michael Anthony. That's Kyle Heath, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Bye,
Go
everyone.
Canes. Keep gaming.
Go
See you
Kings.
later.
Play 007.